Hi, I'm Prachi, and I'm separated. My marriage has taught me a lot, but most importantly, it's taught me to listen to my heart. It didn't work out, sure, but I got married because I wanted to. I gave it everything that I wanted to give it, that I had in me.
You spent your whole life hating yourself so much for what you are and not liking yourself being in your skin because you're so uncomfortable about it. You're made to feel so uncomfortable at every step that, and that's been forever. That's been my whole life.
I was never the girl who was looked at. Even if men did approach me, they approached me for my girlfriends. And
people think that fat shaming is a thing and you can't call a person fat because they might get hurt. But calling me machis ki tili and calling me, a patli lakdi was the thing.
I also feel that there was somewhere subconsciously in the background, there was this physical deformity that was always like there somewhere. It was a black spot somewhere in the background. It's like when you're painting a scenery and there's like a blot somewhere in the sky or something in the painting. It doesn't really stand out, it doesn't really take away or add anything, but it's there and it's just there.
I went on stage, gave 2 titles, and 2 minutes में मेरे पीछे से एक लड़की आई and she goes, "Ma'am wants you out of the stage because you look ugly." That's what she told me.
if you call me a bhains, I'm going to go home and I'm going to lie down and I'm going to think about it 1,000,000 times before I get any sleep.
When she was born, I got out of anesthesia and I asked the nurse, what have I had? And the nurse refused to answer. And I said, what's wrong? Why aren't you telling me what I've had? And she said, let me call the doctor. Now you can probably imagine what goes through your mind when the nurse refuses to tell you what you've had. And I burst into tears and my mother rushed in and I said, what's happened? Have I had a baby or not? Is she healthy or is he healthy? And she said, you've had a beautiful baby daughter and she's absolutely fine. And I said, well, why didn't she tell me? She says, because they thought that you wouldn't celebrate the birth of a second daughter.
When I decided not to get surgery, it had a lot to do with my own sense of self.
Not fitting into the right size, not wanting to wear the kind of clothes I want to wear because, they'll disappoint me. Some tire will show from somewhere. Somebody will look at me and be like, oh, you should lose weight, or you shouldn't eat so much, you shouldn't do this. Even now, this is the thinnest I have been and I still have people telling me sometimes, maybe you could do with a tummy tuck. Like, who the do you think you are?
There's always been this very conventional thing of, if you're born a girl, you have to be pretty, you have to be perfect in certain ways. And while nobody is perfect, I'm less perfect in that context.
Some days were very lonely. I would just refuse to get out of the bed, get out of my room. I didn't want to see anyone because I knew there were going to be comments waiting for me. There were going to be people making fun of me. And I'm never going to be somebody who will be seen for who she was or for her mind.
And all I could hear was, it's going to be a fake year. They're not actually doing anything. You're going to just hurt me more, give me more scars, and take away a very essential part of who I am.
Sorry, I have no curves. And that's why sometimes, because of Indian beauty standards, I feel like a little less endured because I have no boobs and I have no ass kind of things. They happen, and that's why I feel ugly a lot of times.
We don't love ourselves enough, and if we don't love ourselves enough, we can't be loved because somewhere in the back of our mind, we believe that we don't deserve it. So before you go searching for love outside from someone else, learn to love yourself. That's the most important thing in the world. You are the most important thing in the world.
Honestly, I am so naive, I suppose, even at 61. I really believe that if you give a lot of affection and really, really don't expect it back, it does come back.
Freedom is when you have nothing left to lose.
You don't have to have a palace of a house. You don't have to have 100 friends. You don't even need to have a car or anything. You just need to have hope